Today we're going to be talking about the Month 4 update in PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. This is a pretty big one, guys, so let's take a look at the most significant changes this patch brings. First up, we have the MK14 EBR. It's a designated marksman rifle that can only be found in care packages. It can be fired single or full auto, and it fires 7.62 rounds. Look forward to my OCD of this weapon where I break it down in its entirety. And now the SKS can also take a lower rail attachment, so throw some grips on that weapon. And the VSS has a decreased reload time, perhaps making it a little bit more viable. Now with the S1897, you used to have to pump it after a full reload when you clicked fire. Now the weapon will automatically pump itself after a full reload. However, there will still be a slight delay, but now you're not going to be caught with your pants down after a full reload and you want to immediately blast an opponent. And in an undocumented change, they have altered the 2x scope. As you can see here, it provides you with a much clearer sight picture. And the main menu has changed. They are now linking to their rules of conduct, and they're also advertising the latest and greatest tournament. And on the main menu also, they've added some new character customization, a new face for the man, a new face for the woman, and 2 new hairstyles between them. And obviously, the big thing for this patch is first person only, added for North America and Europe in solo and duos only. You'll start the match parachuting in third person, but as soon as you touch the ground, you'll be locked into first person, whether you're on foot or in a vehicle for the entirety of the match. And in terms of camera changes, alt look has now been changed. When you release the free look key, you will, instead of snapping back immediately, you will very quickly transition back to your original perspective. And finally, as a big quality of life improvement, if you're disconnected from a game mid-match, you now have the opportunity to reconnect. Consumables have been changed fairly significantly. They now all have their own animation. Painkillers and first aid kits now take 6 seconds to consume, and med kits and adrenaline syringes now take 8 seconds to consume. They're both much quicker. Ambient sound when you're inside versus outside has been changed to be more noticeable. And there's now a sound effect when you scope or ADS down your weapon. The animation for unarmed and melee combat when you're running, crawling, jumping has been improved. The notes say something about improved post-processing with the blue circle. I can't see it, but perhaps the effect is slightly different. Vehicles have been altered. The physics has been changed, and now vehicles are much less likely to suddenly and sporadically explode or fly thousands of miles away. Though collisions are still a little bit janky, they are much more reasonable, reliable, and predictable now. You can now honk your car horn, which is a huge improvement. Whether you're in the Jeep that is uncovered, soft or hardtop, they all have the same sound, and they sound like this. And the Dacia also sounds like this. Unfortunately, the motorcycle sidecar has no horn, nor does the buggy, and nor does the standard motorcycle. However, they did add some new motorcycle tire sound effects, and that sounds like this. And the boat obviously does not have any horn either, but they did improve some of the effects of the boat, so take a look at them here. And if you do happen to blow out your tire, if you're on the road, that rim is going to spark fiercely, but if you go off-road, it'll just be a cloud of dust. And finally, getting into the nitty-gritty of the settings that have changed, there's a new feature. You can now report players for a number of different reasons. There's now an option to turn VSync on or off. You can bind different actions to at least 2 different keys now, and you can even use mouse wheel up and down as one of those bindings. There's a few more actions you can bind to keys, such as muting everything, switching your voice channel, and even opening the options menu. And you can now bind specific kinds of throwables to a specific key. They've added colorblind mode, which includes 3 modes. I don't completely understand what that is, but they're there, so hopefully that can help our colorblind users. And of course, with the big FOV patch this month, there is now an FOV slider, so you can make it as narrow or as wide as you want within the range they supply. They've updated the mini-map so that more areas are now named, and there's now an option in the menu to display both your armor, backpack, vest, and weapons permanently on your UI. Alright guys, I hope that helps you figure out exactly what happened in this patch, what's changed, what's new, what's improved. This is not a comprehensive list. There are some more changes and improvements and optimizations that don't translate well to a YouTube video, so check the description for the link to the full set of patch notes. Guys, I still need that custom server. Keep getting server for Magnum trending on Twitter. Tweet it at the devs, tweet it at the community managers. Let them know that it's easier for me to make this content when I have a server of my own. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below and subscribe if you want to see more OCD content. I'm Magnum Dopus. Keep crunching those numbers.